In 1895, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and Gulf Railroad Company, which later became the Kansas City Southern Railroad, laid its tracks from Shreveport north to Texarkana. It's impossible to overstate the importance and lasting impact railroads have had in Louisiana. In the days before interstate highways and air travel, the arrival of railroads gave life to many towns like Vivian and caused the death of others they bypassed. Railroads served as an economic umbilical cord to the outside world. Even today, as some railroads themselves die off, towns that were linked from birth with railroads struggle for survival on their own, often unsuccessfully. Railroads determined land values and locations of towns. The steam engine's need for fuel, be it wood or coal, and water, determined the spacing of towns along the route. Maintenance and equipping of the railroads determined which towns would survive. In the late 1800s, the coming of railroads coincided with the boom in the timber industry and agriculture. Railroads provided a better means of transportation for people and freight than the dirt roads, which often were nothing more than sticky red quagmires after the frequent rains. In fact, a prominent 19th century Louisiana judge wrote about traveling over Louisiana dirt roads: easy for a bird, practicable for a mule, but impossible for anything on wheels. Besides the geographic and economic impacts, railroads had a profound effect on the psyche of American society. Belching, noisy, and powerful steam engines traveling down tracks for hundreds of miles symbolized progress and caused Americans, and particularly Southerners, to view themselves for the first time as the industrial leader of the world. The railroad expansion in the late 1800s was met with an enthusiasm and significance that even exceeded our response to space travel in the late 1900s. As towns sprung up along the railroads, improved roads were built alongside the railroad routes to connect new towns. For much of its route, this scenic byway will parallel railroad tracks, and most of the towns you'll encounter today were first established as railroad towns.